subject to talk, but I managed to do it in an easy way for you today. Okay, so let's go for it. Let me know if you got, all of you, you got your notepad and a pen. If you can just put on the chat box yes or not. So then maybe we can wait for you.
Yes.
Perfect. Excellent. Let's wait for
Yep.
Emily. Perfect. Amazing. Emily, you can also use the chat box if you don't want to unmute yourself. Otherwise, you can as well. Yeah. So we don't know about Emily. Now, yes, perfect. Excellent. Amazing. So the first one is about what is metabolism. So metabolism in an easy way to make you understand is your engine. And if your engine is not working well, you can do nutrition right, you can do a lot of workouts, you can do fasting, you can do whatever it is out there, and you can take supplements too. But if the metabolism is not working well, it is something wrong with it. And most of the time, will be because of the low calories diets that you've been doing in the past. So you need to make sure that metabolism needs to be active. So what is metabolism? Is your engine, is the one that is allowing you to burn energy or not. So that's when you need to kind of like ask yourself, is that my metabolism is working well or not? Which means am I burning energy in the right way or not? So that's something that you need to ask yourself. How is my engine? How is my metabolism working at the moment? And if you don't know, we're going to test your metabolism today. How we're going to test your metabolism is first by identifying which symptoms you might have. Like, for example, if you can see all these type of symptoms, do you have one of them? Do you think that potentially you might have them? You be having them in the past, like, for example, acne, allergy to humid environments, like food allergies. I'm trying to pick as many as you might think you might have. And what I mean by that is that this is an experiment where we are doing at the moment. It's not 100% right that because you got acne on you, it means that you have a low metabolism, but it's just giving us a lot of information of what it can be a potential thing. So at the moment, trying to identify, because it's more here as well. Okay, so if you can just put on the chat box, like move on, just text on the chat box, move on, because here is many of them. And you might don't know, just put on the chat box as well if you are not sure what means something. But it's many of them that identify myself as well. Like, for example, when I used to be overweight, I used to have a lot of acne and food allergies. But now the leaner I am, the less food allergies I got. Makes sense. Now I'm back to have lactose, like, for example, cheese, and certain type of like products that before I couldn't have. So Daniel saying, yep, perfect. So how about you, Magda and Emily? Can I move on to the next symptoms as well? Did you pick? Perfect. Amazing. So trying to pick the potential ones, because sometimes as human beings, sometimes we don't like to say, I think 100%, I'm 100% sure that I got acne. So just put the potential ones, all right? And then here, the next one that you got here, it is problems with the digestive system. Like, for example, if you got lactose or if you got beans, do you tend to be bloated? Do you tend to have gases? That's really important too. Which reactions you got? For example, if you're catching the sun, do you have any heart reactions? And that's also include if you got white skin and you're quite sensitive. That's really important as well. Like if you got rash or spots, how's your skin at the moment? Is it moisture or is dry? And also, what is your sensitivity as well with the sunlight? All these little things are really important. How's your airways on your nose? Are they fully open? Now, would you say, no, Emir, but how about now that it's spring? Doesn't matter, because these need to be evaluated through the years, not just today or yesterday. Make sense? So now we're going to move on as well to the second way of testing how's your metabolism, which is with your illnesses. If you got arthritis, asthma, cancer, diabetes, back pains, and back pains as well is an illness because sometimes it's going to become chronic. What I mean chronic is like if you are having back pains for more than 2-3 weeks, is something that you need to fix and you need to get that sorted. All right. And when it's more than 3 weeks having back pain, it's becoming an illness because it's becoming part of you. All right. So trying to also highlight. And then on our one-to-one calls, I want to know which one you've been highlighting. So keep those notes because then that's going to be important information for me to understand how your metabolism is it. And also I can give you the right percentage of your metabolism out of 100% if it's working. If it's 20% at the moment, if it's 50% or 100. So now we are going to move on as well to medication. Are you taking any antidepressants? Are you having an inhaler for asthma? Any of these ones are really important. Birth control as well. So you need to be wise which birth control are you using. You cannot use just any birth control, and you need to be quite honest with yourself. Okay, honesty here with birth control is really, really important. You need to be quite open with the birth controls because some of them, they might be the most effective ones, but they are not right for your body. So then that's a really important thing. Sometimes taking other ones that they won't have a lot of side effects, but it won't be as effective as the ones that is supposed to, or the ones that you have, is much better than the one that is giving you a lot of side effects. So that's something also to take into consideration. And also, you didn't have any hormone replacements. See, how are you getting on, guys? Put on the chat box, or if you want to mute, or if you got any questions, like for example, Emir, how about antibiotics? You can ask me if there's any question in regards to medication or illnesses or symptoms that you think it might be, but it's not here. So just tell me, please, okay? Because it's not presentation. I want to have a conversation with you guys when you can just tell me everything that is on your mind. Are you alive? Any questions? Can we move on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can move on.
Yeah, you can move
Yeah,
on.
that's all right. No te preocupes.
Amazing. Perfect. Perfect. Now, let's go to the next one too. And we pass medication. So at the moment, we got three of them, which is symptoms, illnesses, and medications. Now, three things as well to consider here is your activity, your sleep, and your stress. And it's quite boring, right? Because even though at the moment, right now, on my lifestyle, I got a lot of problems with my sleep. My sleep at the moment is not the best. I'm open because I'm not perfect and I don't want to be perfect. Every single human being has a problem or something that they need to work on. At the moment, I'm working on my sleep a lot. I'm sleeping about 4 hours a day. I cannot sleep more. And it's because I got a lot of things. My mind is too active at the moment with projects. It is bad, yes, but that's my problem at the moment. And that will affect my metabolism. Makes sense. So something that at the moment that as you can read here is no time or energy for exercise. So if at the moment you say to yourself that you don't have time to exercise, or you don't have the right energy to exercise, that's also feedback and data about your metabolism that is not 100% right. So if you cannot do a walk, you feel so tired that you cannot do walk, or you cannot work out or be active for more than 3 times a week, that's something wrong with your metabolism at the moment that it might stop you from doing it. Also, your quality of sleep, as I'm talking to you, or maybe waking up at night or feeling tired during the day because of your sleep, that's something as well that you just need to put on your notes. Okay, at the moment, I got, based on the symptoms, I got these 5 out of them, out of the symptoms. Of illnesses, maybe it's 1 or 2 or 3. Out of them, medications, I got that one and that one. Out of activity, I go this one, or I'm fine. Sleep, I'm fine. More, I need to work on that. And then stress as well. How's your stress on your personal life and all the areas that I've been in the fitness plan maker? I'm asking you as well the goals that you have on the areas of your life. And if you're not fulfilling them in some way, for the reason I've been asking you, that will put a stress on you, either if it's financial, either if it's family-wise, love relationships, if it's personal, if it's work-wise, if it's society, all this is really important as well. So put on the notes. Okay, so if you are scoring, like for example, Daniel, and for example, at the moment, I'm having a lot of stress on my work career, like for example, helping you guys, and it's good stress, but the moment is higher than normal because I'm having a lot of projects and I want to do my very best. That's a stress, either if it's good or bad, but you just need to be aware of it. Not means that now I need to lower my work because that will make me unhappy, but I just need to manage it and I need to know how to deal with it. But I'm aware, and awareness is a really important tool. So put it there as well. Either activity, sleep, or stress, put those notes because that's really important, guys, please. Yeah. Now, let's go to the next one, which is how you're going to fix your metabolism. But before going to how we're going to fix, now that I'm giving you the symptoms, which is really nice for me because in some way I kind of like putting you down, but now I want to putting you up. Like for example, if you have a headache, you got medicine for it. It's just working out the symptoms, but I want to they don't fix nothing. You know, it's just for a bit. So I want to fix your metabolism today with this information. But before going to that one, any questions regards to how to identify if you go a low or high metabolism, or shall we move on to how to fix it?
You can move on.
Move on.
Okay, perfect. You, Daniel, do you have any question?
No.
Amazing, perfect. So now you're gonna put in a new piece of paper how you're gonna fix your metabolism, because I want you to send me the pictures of them as well. Yeah. So how you're gonna fix your metabolism is first by identifying if you got an active or passive metabolism. What I mean by that, with the active or passive, is about mainly your nervous system, and your nervous system is gonna be your Wi-Fi, it's gonna be your data, it's gonna be your internet that is taking information from your brain to your hands, to your body, to how you're digesting the food, to how you're sleeping, to how your heart is going to work, your lungs, and all the boring stuff that is really important, that is making you alive. So certain type of foods won't be the best for you based on which nervous system you got. And how you're going to identify that is like, if you are the person that likes to relax a lot, that is really chill, laid back, it talks really slow, that is taking the time to do things, that's a really high sign that you are passive. Okay, that is no problem for you to get to sleep. Like you can sleep for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. If you will have the best job of your life, will be sleeping or doing nothing, and that's totally fine. But that's kind of like your nervous system in some way, just making you you. But in the other side, if you are an active person and you got an active nervous system, like for example, I got an active nervous system. I cannot stop doing things. I need to do something always. I don't like to relax in some way, which I'm teaching myself how to relax. But that's an active nervous system. So either way, I want you to put in the chat box if you're a passive or active. For example, Daniel, you, Emily, Magda as well, put on the chat box which one do you think you are, and if it's kind of like clear the guidelines of identifying the nervous system clear to you or not. Let's see. So I see both. But which one is going to be more like dominant in some ways? Like you're going to tend to be more active or passive? Because 7 days, I mean, the 7 days of the week, I will be really chill and laid back maybe on a Sunday, but it's weird. You know, it's weird. I see both too. So if you can just go in a bit more detail so I can help you out, both of you, Daniel and Magda. In which way would you say yourself that you see yourself both? What do you mean by that? I mean, Emily's passive, perfect.
I mean, I can eat almost anything at any time, more or less, no problem. I'm a light sleeper, you know. I'm not able to sleep more than 7 hours or so. It's like, yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm busy during the week and so on, but it's like, I don't know, to be honest. It's like I see this and I see no clue, mate.
Because what happens in my case, based on working with you, Daniel, Emily, you totally nailed it in regards to the passive one. However, it's quite interesting because I would say that Emily, I would say that you, Emily, you are an active, you got an active nervous system. It's mainly not on your physical aspect, is more on your mind aspect, because also you got light sleep. Or I'm not sure now if your sleep got better. What do you think?
I would say that I sleep pretty well. Even if I don't sleep for many hours, like the quality of sleep is deep.
Mhm.
And I would say that I don't work better as a vegetarian.
Perfect. But here I'm putting that it can be either vegetarian or white protein. Here is about, again, you know yourself better. However, sometimes I've been working with you, Emily, and Daniel for a really long time. So I kind of like, based on my point of view, I can see which one you are the most, but it doesn't mean that you won't have the other side. But you, Daniel, 100% you're active. And it's just based also on the pictures because certain meals are giving you inflammation on your abdomen, on your core. And for that reason, I can identify that certain things at the moment are hard to digest. It doesn't mean that all the food is going to be hard to digest. It's certain things that we need to kind of like see and evaluate. Makes sense. However, you would put on your notes either if you're passive or active. Okay. And also, Magda, you can also tell me what you think that you are both. Maybe it's it because digestion, maybe I think because my sleep is quite light. That would be interesting as well to know.
So my sleep is really deep. I
Mm-hmm.
can I can sleep for ages. I don't wake up at all.
Got you.
But my digestive system is not always. I don't digest everything in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd say that I'm better with eating meat. But then, yeah. So it's a bit of both.
Got you. And what type of meat would you say that you digest well? Any meat or is like a specific one?
Uh, uh, Pretty much chicken, turkey, um, probably not red meat as much.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
Definitely not beef, and definitely not lamb.
How about saturated fats? Like for example, bacon, or if you're having something fried, how do you digest that one?
Yeah, fine. Usually fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got you. So it's kind of like will you say 70% passive one, then 30% active?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do you see? So that's good. And put it down your notes because that's how it can help you on your nutrition as well. And putting a more specific nutritional support to each of you guys. So that's something that you need to put in your notes because I will ask you for that later. Yeah. So perfect. Now let's move on because I got something as well for you, which is kind of some guidelines. All right. So either if you are passive or active, trying to find and mix both of them because again, as I told you, it's not like black or white here, which is either passive or active. You will have a bit more than the other one. Like for example, asking Magda a bit, she got 70% passive, then 30% active. So that's how you're gonna build your kind of like your approach of how you're gonna choose your meals and how you're gonna build your meals. And for a reason, when you're gonna have your meals, just separate 5 minutes before you're gonna have your meals. It's not, yeah, okay, I'm hungry, I go to the fridge, I mean, I eat whatever I find. No, trying to build up your meal before, okay, I will have for breakfast this, I will have for lunch this, and I will have for dinner this. That's giving you a bit of time to be thoughtful about. So then you don't feel bloated or you're not gaining excess fat on you or you're not messing up with your energy levels because certain foods, because you know that is not giving you the best outcome because it's making you feel sleepy and stuff. Sometimes you choose it because it's the quickest or the easiest thing to have, but sometimes it's not the best. So when you're thinking and when you're planning a bit, that's when you're in control of your energy levels, and that's how you can see results. So if you got more a passive nervous system, aim for this kind of like menu idea, okay, which is like, for example, bacon, a whole grain toast, then some fried eggs, and then some tomatoes, for example. That will be perfect breakfast for a passive one because when you kind of like you are a passive person, you are more likely to be a passive person based on your nervous system. You need to have that fuel on you to make your metabolism work to be active. So it's kind of like one, the passive one is going to be the petrol, and the other one is going to be the gasoline example. So sometimes you need to have that heavy kind of like fats and protein that is going to make active your metabolism, so then you can start burning energy, if that makes sense. And if you're an active person, you are active by nature, as the name. So you do need to kind of like calm down a bit, because that's not really good as well. Either if it's too active or if it's too slow, your metabolism, it won't work. It needs to be in the perfect shape, which is 100. No more than that, no less than that. So if you're an active person, your fat will be kind of like avocado or olive oil here would be great. You will have the same carbs, which is whole grain, trying to reduce, as I'm putting here, the refined carbs, like which is rice, which is bread, which is pasta, trying to go for the same options but whole grain. And then poached eggs rather than fried eggs. And then instead of tomatoes, for example, spinach leaves. And then I can give you more ideas. But the main thing that you need to remember is those patterns here, which is your nutrients. That's how you need to build up your meals. And then if you don't know many of like what is saturated fat in meal, then I can give you ideas and I can give you the list for that one. So that's the thing. And then, for example, I'm putting here a medium protein, mainly active protein. So when I'm saying active protein, is like beef, is like pork, is like you having fatty protein. But for example, Magda, that is not digesting well beef, for example, she can try with pork. And if she's not working really well with pork, then you can change the active protein for the whey protein or the vegetarian protein, but it needs to be high. So then you're having high saturated fat, which is bacon or cheese, for example, here a really good one. You have low carbs, and then you're increasing your carbs just on the pre-workout before doing any activity to just increase the insulin sensitivity in your body, and aiming for a mixed salad. But the active person needs to have green salads. It is really important for an active person to have as much green as possible, because green stuff, green food got a lot of calcium and magnesium, and that will help you to regulate your nervous system a lot. So at the moment, guys, any questions that you might have regards to the menu guidelines? You can put on the chat box if it's quite long, or if you want to mute yourself or something. Let's see. So quite clear then?
Just accepting the truth.
So you let me know, guys, if you got any other questions. Now is the time. Or well, you can send me a picture. But it's quite interesting. But mainly, it's more about identifying what it might be, the symptoms, the illnesses, and the medications, because they will reveal a lot of things that might be the reason of why you're not losing weight, or why you're not losing body fat, or why you got cellulitis, or why your sleep is so crap, or why you are so stressed, or why you cannot find time to go to the gym or to do the things that you want. And it's because of the new stuff that we got, the symptoms and stuff. And it might be many things that can help you that is going far beyond nutrition and training. So all good. Perfect. So amazing, guys. So hope that helps. Let's see. Emily, can you just go back to the symptoms page? Of course. Let me just. So is this one first? Let me know as well if you want the PDF, but I'm recording today because this is going to help every single of you from the group. So it's one of the few mindset calls I will record, but this one is really important. But Emily, do you have any questions? All clear?
No questions, thank you.
Perfecto. So yes. So the other thing, guys, trying to be as open with me about the symptoms, the illnesses, and also if you got any questions about birth controls, especially you, Emily, Daniel as well, if you're using any birth control, let me know. But it's really important to give you the best guidance, because sometimes for the last 8 years working with so many women's as well, the main issue that we couldn't see results sometimes, which is really low, it was that they didn't tell me that they've been using birth controls. And sometimes they're scared because they might think that I will tell them to stop or something. Not because I don't want you to have babies. That would be a really hard thing for me to coach you with a baby. But it's about just knowing what is the side effects, how we can improve those ones, and if it's an option to update if it's necessary or change them to a better one. But that's the thing. Hope that helps. Bless you all.